You got challenges that you're going to run across.
Yeah. I was my freshman year was his junior year.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I was there same time. He was the man. Used to ride around the city in that little prime time vehicle. He had the little black one.
Come by convertible, right?
He was the guy then. So Deion prime time. He was that then. So big Jerry curl running around the campus. So so I was down there then. So yeah.
How did you choose FAMU?
It's interesting. I really hadn't been to a black college. In Detroit, I never, it's not a black college. Now it is, but then there's a lot of people going to black colleges.
Right.
My uncle, or I call him my uncle, is really my father's childhood friend. He actually was the coach of basketball at Florida A&M.
Okay.
His name is Josh Giles, and he had just left that job and took a job at Polk County Community College down in Winter Haven, Florida. He was the basketball coach and athletic coordinator there for years. But he told me to send him a tape. I was talking to him on the phone, send me a tape. So I sent him a tape. He sent it to his friend Alonzo Highsmith, who was the defensive coordinator over at FAMU. And they called me and we went down for a visit, me and my father. I got to the airport late. We was going to a basketball game. You can relate to this. I've never been to a black college, nothing. Right. I ain't never seen this before. I went to Michigan State. I never been to so we go straight to the gym. They playing Bethune-Cookman. And when we walk in, it's just the end of the second quarter. They're about to start halftime. And you remember Dougie Fresh, the show. So we sit down, and I hear that. This band stood up. And they do. And them girls is out there shaking. I said, Lord, where are we? I said, man, listen, I'm coming here. Now, I ain't seen a classroom. I hadn't been to the football facilities. I don't know what kind of education they got. I don't know nothing. But my father looked at me. He said, you probably should come here.
Hey, that was my story at Jackson State. My sister was 2 years ahead of me, and she was at Jackson State. So I went there to visit her to see they was playing Grambling that weekend. And man, when I got there, they had a party that Friday night, what we call on the plaza outside.
Yeah.
And that was it. I said, this is all the recruiting I need right here.
That's right. I'll be right here. Well, we left that basketball game. We went to a party, and I was out there like, wow, the older guy. I did this to the freshmen later. They gave me a little shirt, made me feel like I was already on the team.
Yeah.
And I said, man, where y'all? I said, is it like this every day? I mean, I was blown away just being there for the weekend. I signed my letter. I had been to Central Michigan, Toledo, and Bowling Green, those three places. Okay. And I went. That was my fourth visit down to Florida A&M, and I signed with a paper. I was asking them with a paper. I'll be right here. And so when I got back, I had a Florida A&M sweatshirt. I went to school Monday at Cass in Detroit. I said, I'm out. Yeah, y'all ain't never seen that.
Yeah, you like old boy on what would he call his wife? Said,
I think I'm falling in love with you.
Hello, it's Daddy. Hey, darling, put Mommy on the phone. Yeah, Barbara, it's Richie. Yeah, look I ain't never coming home no more. Take it easy.
Hey, my mom thought, because I grew up in Birmingham, my mom thought I'm gonna be coming home every weekend, and I was like, she ain't see me for a minute.
No, I see y'all quick.
Yeah, she ain't see me for a minute, man.
Yeah. So it was tough though when I got there. That heat. Tough. My freshman year was
you got to get used to that.
Yeah, but after that, it was great. I pledged my sophomore year, pledged Alpha Phi fraternity, and then I ended up making all conference my junior year, then All American my senior year.
Oh wow!
So I did pretty well in football, and I graduated from Florida A&M with honors. It was the best thing happened to me. That school really changed the way I think about a whole lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was just good to see so many positive, excellent, tenacious Black men and women at that age. They provoked me to get better because I was chilling, hanging, talking about, man, and then these, man, you got what you done? What are you focused on? And so it was just a different thing for me.
You know, one of the things I talk about is that how many Africans I met, you know what I'm saying? Because I hadn't, you know, really saying.
Right.
Man, I had one of my partners, man, he was African and he wrote in the Jackson State newspaper, right? And I knew he had wrote this article under another name, but they was trying to figure out who wrote it because he was talking about that all he needed to do was get the females a strawberry soda and 2 pieces of Church's chicken, and he was
Wow.
boy, they got pissed.
He got his head wore out after that.
They was looking for him on campus. Every African, are you the one? Are you the one?
Yeah.
Who wrote that article?
That's not me.
But yeah, meeting, you know, Africans and seeing how they lived and just getting an overall picture of the world. I always say that's just a HBCU, that alone is an experience that, you know, a person should take.
The diversity within the just Black communities around the world is astonishing. You know,
Right.
to meet people from the islands and to live next door with a cats from Virgin Islands, and then down the hall you got the guy from Nigeria. And
Exactly.
Then you got the guy from like Hayhira, Georgia. That's the first guy that ever went to college in his life. And then,
Right.
and then this, so that melted, because people say I don't want to go to a Black college because it's not diversity. There's so much diversity in our own people. It's amazing. You can catch everything. There's the Tennessee guy from the Chicago guy, 2 totally different guys. The guy that grew up in LA and the guy that grew up in New York. They all at these colleges. And it's a real interesting thing to kind of get that. And you know this, even when you come out of the school, you kind of a part of a larger fraternity.
Oh, yeah.
And there's I don't care if you're going to GM, Ford, Chrysler, Microsoft, or wherever, there's somebody from one of these colleges that are doing some amazing things in those companies, that there's a connection.
Right. I had partners from Chicago, man, that took me home during spring break. And I remember first meeting one of my roommates, and he said he was from the coast. Now, you know, I didn't know it was the coast of Mississippi. So I'm thinking, you from California? You're like, no, I'm from Biloxi and Gulfport and all that. You know, at that time, you know, I didn't know how big, you know, what was going to happen down there. I went down there with him a couple of times to see the beach, but when we were there, it was nothing there. Not like it is now. You know, so, but yeah, you meet all kind of people, man. You meet all kind of people. Let's jump into, you know, you painted that picture when I first started reading the book about, make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast.